You know, I'm happy to be in Austin. I've heard good things about this festival. I've never been here.
The client is after something extremely rare. But to bring back biological samples, blood, skin, hair, organs.
I read the novel back in 2001 and was really kind of attracted to its cinematic potential as well as the subtle and beautiful story and the great character. So there's a whole combination of elements that made me think, right, this is the film project I want to do next, and it's going to sustain me for 10 years of trying to get it made. We didn't send the script to Willem until we were really confident that there was, you know, the good points of the script outweighed the bad points. Unfortunately, Willem didn't take that long to get back to us with his response.
This is an important job. There's no room for mistakes.
There were so many attractive things to do, and I knew it was going to be shooting in Tasmania. I could anticipate the journey of this character being a very interesting one, and one that I could relate to. So it appealed to my sense of adventure, and it was also a role where the guy is in practically every frame. And sometimes I really enjoy playing those roles because they're so expansive. You can take time with them and you can really let the story work on you. You don't have to be as aggressive making your effect. You can be a little looser with it. It can be a little gentler reveal. It can, how the character is born can happen in a more gentle way. And I hadn't done that recently, and I really wanted to. And then I met Daniel, and I was just convinced that he owned the material, he was committed to it, he had a lot of good ideas, and he invited me to collaborate, because with this script there was many things to still figure out.
What kind of work was your husband doing up there?
He was hunting a tiger.
You know, they don't exist.
My dad saw one last summer. It's a secret.
So much of this is shot outdoors, and Tasmania has weather that's pretty changeable, pretty unforgiving. So we had to be very loose about how we'd prep each day, but it was tough. We could never really settle in. We were like an army on the march because we were running here, running there, always dependent on weather, really.
You said to call if there was any problems. Well, it's becoming a problem.
There's a mystery to him. I think that's very important. You can't decide who he is. The audience really takes the journey with him better that way if they don't decide exactly what his motives or what his character is.
You're looking for something most believe is extinct. The rarest, most elusive creature on the planet.
In Australia, we all know about this creature, but this is a real creature that you know, used to exist, was quite widespread on the island of Tasmania. When white settlers first colonised the island, it was seen as a threat to their sheep. It was a carnivorous animal. It's not a dog, it's not a cat, it's most closely related to a kangaroo. Anyway, look, eventually it ended up with a government bounty on its head, you know, like £1 per adult male skull, that kind of thing. And by the mid-1930s, there was only one known specimen in captivity in a zoo in Hobart. That one died in the winter of 1936, and there's about 8 minutes of existing film footage of it pacing around in its cage. And we used some of that at the beginning of our film, and it's incredibly poignant. And look, the other thing about this creature is that since 1936, pretty much every year there are reported sightings of the creature still out there in the wilderness. And it's become a kind of national myth, you know, like the Loch Ness Monster or the Yeti, you know, is this thing still out there? Everybody wants to believe it. You know, you travel to Tasmania, you meet people who have got very convincing stories of having seen it. But it's a dangerous myth because in a way it lets us off the hook, you know, for what really happened, which was pretty much, you know, the creature was tragically hunted to extinction.
I'm just excited for people to see it, and this represents the beginning of the hunter being shown in the States, so that's good.
I was, you know, from my position in Australia, I was more aware of South by as a music festival. You know, I kind of looked into it and it seemed like the perfect place. Like I've been nothing but impressed since I've been here.